Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Ray Ladybug, and today we're going to be trying out the Mermaid OC challenge. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's get started. Let's start by talking about the design of the character. The tail is your favorite color. Mine is teal, so I get a teal tail. That's a mouthful. For the eyes, it's the color of your shirt. I have on a pink shirt, so that's the color of the eyes. For the hair, it's the color of your socks. I didn't really have socks on, but I did have purple nail polish, so I guess that counts, so I get purple hair. If you have brown or black eyes, you get crystals as your accessory. So I have brown eyes, so I get crystals. If you have pets, you get a horn. I ended up not going with that in the final design, but yeah. If you have short hair, you get a trident. For your sidekick, the challenge says I get a starfish since I was born in September. So I get a starfish, and I ended up giving the trident to the starfish. I didn't like how the mermaid looked with it, so yeah. If you guys want to try this out for yourself, I'll leave the rest of the options for the different things for your character in the description. I am just talking about the ones that I have, so yeah. So moving on to the line art, as I've mentioned in previous videos, I don't like to show my sketching process, so that's why you're only seeing the cleanup sketch and the line art. But for the pose, I decided to have my mermaid like looking at her sidekick, Starfish, and being kind of surprised. I have a reference picture that I'll show you guys. I'm actually really proud of my drawing in the end. I think I did a good job on the shading, so I'm really happy about that. We'll talk more about that when we get to it. But for the outfit, originally her top was going to be longer, but I ended up not liking that, so I changed it to be shorter. And she has like this see-through skirt thing. Right now it doesn't look very see-through, but when I colored and shaded it, yeah. And also made out of the same material, if you can call it sleeves, they're the same material, see-through stuff, so yeah. I'm imagining that like the starfish has his powers with the trident, and I forgot to include the crystals on her design, so I decided maybe the starfish is making crystals, I don't know. So for the skin, I decided to do a darker skin tone. I've never really done that, not because I don't want to, it's just I don't know, it's just not the first thing that comes to my mind. So for this challenge, I decided, why not? Let's just do it. I didn't end up changing the tone or hue of it. I just didn't like how it was looking. It's really nice because of her outfit, there's not a lot of open skin, so I didn't have to color a bunch of skin, which I don't like coloring a lot of one color. So yeah. For the hair, I'm doing like this long, light purple lavender. I don't know, when I thought of purple, I was like, oh, I could do this cool light purple color, so I ended up going with that. I thought about when I was actually designing it about doing multiple designs, and I was actually going to do that, but then when I finished with the first one, I was like, I don't want to do another one, so I just stuck with the one I got and tweaked it to my likings. So like I mentioned earlier, I wanted to change the hue of the skin color. It just felt too grayish, if that makes sense. So I'm using like the selection tool so I can just color in that part. and it'll go faster that way. So I did that and I changed the hue and I ended up like not a lot better. It ended up being more like a chocolatey brown, if that makes sense. I don't really know. So yeah, I'm just fixing the parts that didn't get colored and erasing the eyes and the mouth. Oh, so I just realized that the top actually isn't short, that I did keep it longer. When I was looking at this, I thought it was short, but I was wrong, so apologies. Sorry about that. So I guess I did end up going with the longer top. So like I mentioned, the skirt and the sleeves are somewhat transparent, and I also ended up doing that with the tail. So I'm going with like a turquoise color palette for the clothes. Like I said, I love teal, so that's what I went with. This is actually my first time drawing like an actual mermaid, so this was out of my comfort zone. But I do think it ended up really nice, especially for my first time. So I don't really know what else to say about the base colors, so I'll talk about my life right now. By the time I get this video uploaded, I will be out of school. I'm super excited about that. Also, as I was recording this, I was not feeling the greatest, so sorry if my voice sounds weird. Sorry about that. So enough talking about me, let's get back to the art. For the shading, I really like how it looked on the shirt. I'm really proud of it. I did have to fix it a couple times, but in the end I was really happy with it. So that's always exciting when my shading looks good. So I learned this trick that for the shading to change the hue, so you just slide the color over slightly and make it darker. It's kind of hard to explain, but I think it ends up looking a lot better. So since I've never drawn a mermaid before, I don't really know how to shade underwater, so I'm just trying my best. I did for the background, I'm okay with it. You'll see me working on it later, but yeah, like I said, I don't really know how to shade underwater. So now we're onto highlights. There's not much to say about it. I decided that the right side of her would be lighter just because the Starfish Sidekick is making something glow, so that's why that side is lighter. For her name, I decided on Talia. It means dew from God, so this is Talia. And for her little sidekick, I decided on Solomon. As I was looking up names that mean starfish, I came across the other names for starfish, and one of them was Solomon's footprint. So I decided he can be Solomon. For the scales, I imported a picture of scales and put it on the tail, then I just went over it with my line art pen. So now I'm shading it. I'm adding a light layer on top, and then I'm going to go back with a dark layer. So there's not much to say about this, so I'm just going to speed through the rest of it. So now for the hair, I'm just going over with a slightly darker color of purple to make it more lifelike, I guess. I don't really know.
It's just add strands. And I'm just adding shading to the eyes
and blurring it and stuff like that. Adding highlights, yeah. So now I'm adding blush to her skin, and I'm using the Gaussian blur tool. For Solomon, I'm just shading him around the edges, and then I am adding little dots on him and blurring them slightly, just give him like that starfish texture, and setting the shading to multiply. Also around like the shiny glowing part, I'm adding glow to it, I guess, just so it glows. Yeah. I don't really know how to explain it. So now for the background, I'm using one of the paint brushes. I don't remember which one. I'm making seaweed and using watercolor and another one of the paint brushes. I think it's the oil paintbrush, maybe. And I'm just doing that for the background. So I'm adding a few pieces of seaweed in the foreground, trying to make it more interesting. I don't know if I was successful, but now I'm taking like a cyan color and coloring over the whole screen and erasing the parts around her skin and her face. And I'm using the ocean brush tool in Procreate to make it look more underwatery, I guess. Yeah. So I'm basically just doing different things, tweaking it to how I like. I keep going over it with different things, blurring things, and then I just merge all the layers, and then we get the final product. I hope you guys like it. So this is my finished drawing of Talia and Solomon. I hope you like how it turned out. I'm certainly happy with it. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!